Good morning. My name is Inga Cotton. I'm the founder and executive director of San Antonio Charter Moms, and we're taking Charter Moms Chats on the road, and today we're visiting the DoSeum. And so my guest to talk about this exhibit that we're in is Meredith Doby, who's the vice president of exhibits at the DoSeum.
Yes.
So thank you, Meredith. Okay,
Yeah,
and then what's the exhibit called?
So we're currently in very Eric Carle, a very clumsy, lonely, busy, hungry exhibit.
That is a mouthful. Okay.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? What is that, like, that long title?
Yeah, so I think what's really cool about this exhibit and about the approach is that it's taking these 5 insects, but it's also really exploring feelings and emotions and sort of states of mind. So it's kind of allowing kids to think about, when they feel busy or lonely or hungry or quiet or clumsy, and can do it through Eric Carle's books and in sort of a playful and fun way. So it's from the Children's Museum of Pittsburgh, and they do a really great job of thinking about those social emotional learning skills for kids in a playful way.
Yeah, and actually one of the partners is the Eric Carle Museum, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so for people, I think most parents have read Eric Carle books to their kids and they're familiar with his illustrations, but just in case for anybody who's not familiar, what is Eric Carle known for?
So I think he's definitely known for his artwork. So he does this beautiful process, and there's some videos about it, where he does watercolors and gouaches and those kinds of things, and he cuts it up into collage to make these beautiful characters, these beautiful insects and natural scenes. So you see a lot of that in the exhibit is sort of his artwork, and then there's artwork on the wall and also made large.
Yeah. So what are your favorite things in the exhibit? I know. So you mentioned a lot of it's about feelings, helping kids explore their feelings.
Yeah. Well, this one right we're standing by is a very lonely firefly. And it's like fireflies, you try to bring them together so that they're not lonely anymore. Aww. And then there's sort of a spark and sort of a cool effect that happens. So you'll see kids working together to try to gather the fireflies, like you do out in nature trying to catch them.
Yeah. So it's interactive, there's a technology aspect, but it's reinforcing this idea of cooperation and togetherness is important.
Yeah.
I meant to ask you, I just asked about what's your favorite thing in the exhibit, but what do you like best about your job as being like vice president of exhibits? Yeah,
so I get to basically lead a team that designs and builds things for kids to play with. So that's so fun, and we do some prototyping, we work on things in the shop, but just that moment of bringing them out and having kids play with them for the first time, there's sort of this level of chaos and excitement of like what's going to happen, because you never really know how kids are going to react to things. And so I think that's definitely my favorite part, is just putting things out there and then just seeing what kids do and seeing that effect.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Well, so do you have any advice for families, like as they bring their kids to the Eric Carle exhibit and they want to support their kids interacting with the exhibit? So do you have any advice for the parents?
Yeah. So there's lots of, I think most people have read Very Hungry Caterpillar, but this exhibit also features the very lonely firefly, very busy spider, the very clumsy click beetle. So these are some lesser known Eric Carle books. So I think it's nice to read those at home, and then you come here and get to kind of experience it. We also have some of the copies of the books and some reading chairs. So, it's kind of a fun, hectic exhibit, but it's also nice to have those moments of calm as part of your visit to kind of, as you kind of go throughout the day.
Yeah, well, that's one of the great things about the DoSeum is that it's not just a fun place to go, but it supports how parents and children interacting and playing, but it also reinforces learning. And at SA Charter Moms, we're always about education. And, so reinforcing literacy is so important.
Yeah, and we try to have those opportunities for literacy, and obviously all of our exhibits, all of it is educationally underpinned, so there's always an educational idea behind any of the things that we create. And kind of to that point, we just opened the Calm Corner at the DoSeum, so that's also a space to kind of chill out, read, and have sort of those different environments and experiences here.
Yeah. So is there anything that's maybe coming? So how much longer will this exhibit be here? Because I know it's open in February, but it's kind of here for only a short time.
Yeah, it's like a short run, so it's only here until April 16th. So definitely get out here, come and see it. We've got a couple more weeks to do it, and it's a really sweet, great exhibit. So you don't want to miss it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and one thing, and then what's coming up in the future at the
Yeah,
museum?
well, we have a really exciting thing coming up in the summer. It's called Dream Tomorrow Today. We created a version of that in 2018 that was part of the Tricentennial, and it was such a hit and such a success that we decided to create it again. And this is actually going to be an exhibit that's going to go out and travel to other museums. And it's all internally designed and created. So it's all, people from San Antonio of our team, and then it's going to go out into the world. And it's all about children using STEM skills to create their desired future.
Yeah, well, I remember my kids loved that one.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm really proud that the DoSeum will be, sharing it across the world. So
It'll
great.
go out and do more. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do you have any tips about people visiting the DoSeum about how they can access the Eric Carle exhibit?
Yeah. So one thing to note is that all of our special exhibits are always included with admission. So there's never an upcharge to it. So you kind of pay once, and then you get to sort of go around and have fun and not have to worry about pulling out your wallet again for something. So you can really let your child kind of drive the curiosity and drive the experience.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to plug memberships too, because our family has been members of the DoSeum for many, many years, and now the membership card is electronic too, which is pretty fancy.
Yeah.
So,
We're getting fancy.
I remember having to fumble with the paper cards.
Yeah.
Memberships come a long way.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay, well, great. Well, Meredith, thank you for joining me to talk
absolutely.
about Very Eric Carle. And you can tell there's lots going on in the exhibit, so I encourage everybody to come visit before April 16th, because that's when this exhibit moves on. But there's more stuff coming. So you mentioned the exhibit about cities. There's also the big day of play, right?
Yes, sorry. The big day of play, that one is April. It's the Saturday before Easter.
So April 8th?
April 8th, yes, okay. Thank you. So April 8th, and so that's when we have a lot of partners come out, and we'll have tables throughout the whole museum, and the theme is Eggstravaganza. So there's an egg drop, there's all sorts of fun art activities. It'll be really cool.
Okay, that's great. So big day of play on April 8th at the DoSeum. But in the meantime, between now and April 16th, come visit the Eric Carle exhibit. Very Eric Carle.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.
All right.